So thank you very much for the introduction. Actually, I don't have much to tell anymore. You you provided the biggest part of the objectives of the project already. Nonetheless, quickly to introduce myself, my name is Christoph Schmelz from Nokia in Munich. I'm the coordinator of the SUSTAIN-6G project, and I will give you a quick overview about the setup, work packages, and the key targets of the project. Oops. So facts and figures, we have in total 24 partner organizations in the consortium from 10 European countries. The technical manager is Olivier Boucher from Orange in France, and innovation manager Anastasios Gavras from Euroscom in Germany. You can see on the picture the distribution of the partners across Europe, and also to be mentioned here that we have 8 SMEs in the consortium to support various aspects in the context of sustainability, from use cases to specific sustainability goals and values, and also on methodology and analytics. The website is already online since December, basically, and you will find much wider, more information about the project there. Now, Chiara has already provided let's say, the overview about the European goals in the context of sustainability, and this is something I would like to quickly repeat here, since we have heard a couple of presentations already last week and also today, and you will hear the word sustainability in a technical context quite often. However, if you look at the, let's say, the scope, or the topics where the scope is there, in terms of sustainability, you will hear very often that this is one specific aspect, mostly related to energy efficiency. But as Chiara pointed out very well, sustainability is much wider than that. Yeah, and particularly looking at the different values, the different goals of sustainability, also becomes clear that these cannot be looked at separately, but there's quite a large number of trade-offs in between, or let's say interrelations in between them. So if the aim is to develop a system, a 6G system, where from end to end, so that means from the device to the vertical application, you optimize the sustainability values. You need to look at in the development at an end-to-end system, and optimize the sustainability also from an end-to-end perspective. And this is something where SUSTAIN-6G will particularly look at, and as mentioned, not only for the ICT system, but jointly with 6G for sustainability, so looking into at the vertical system as well. Now, in terms of the objectives and expected outcome of the project, one key starting point will really be here to look at the sustainability needs of the different stakeholders in the system, or in such an end-to-end system. So not only looking at the ICT industry, not only looking into vertical industries, but also involving other stakeholders in this ecosystem. That can be end users, it can be associations, it can be, let's say, customers of verticals, for example, hospitals, where these needs will be looked at. The second part, which was also mentioned already, is that it will be key to define or to provide a standardized definition and assessment of sustainability metrics, where possible in a quantified manner, where this is not possible or hard to mention, at least qualitatively. So the third part, this is then, let's say, the technical core of the project, will be working on 6G for sustainability, so a dedicated set of use cases, and the sustainable 6G technology, the technology enablers. and bringing them together to investigate this end-to-end sustainability impact from the system. Now, in SUSTAIN-6G, I mean, it's clear you cannot look at the whole or all possible vertical scenarios. We picked out 3 of them. That's e-health, agriculture, and smart grid. I will come onto that in a second. And then the last points, the guidelines and best practice recommendations. So from the implementation of such an end-to-end system, what are the insights towards an implementation of such a system for the 6G ecosystem, and strategic roadmap? And I would even extend that not only towards standardization, but it will also look into regulation and policies, since several aspects here may not only be relevant in terms of standardization. Now, in terms of the technology domains and the vertical scenarios, as already mentioned, we have 3 vertical scenarios which we look at: agriculture, e-health, and smart grid. The key point behind that is, if you look at the requirements on the ICT technology from these 3 scenarios, it becomes clear that this covers the majority of KPIs to the network, to the infrastructure, which can be covered on the one side. On the other side, if you look at the key value indicators with respect to sustainability, these 3 vertical scenarios also cover the majority of key values which are known, for example, from the UN SDGs. And in that sense, when working on these vertical use cases, we expect that the insights, the guidelines, the best practice recommendations can be extrapolated to other vertical scenarios as well. In terms of technical enablers, there's a lot on the table already from Call 1, Call 2 projects, and there will be projects running in parallel working on particular topics as well. We have identified a key of dedicated enablers which were not covered or insufficiently covered, but which will have a dedicated impact on sustainability values, and we will be investigating them, including a sustainability management plane, which interconnects vertical and ICT systems. And if you then look at the 3 sustainability areas, it becomes also clear that putting the technical enablers and the use cases within the vertical scenarios together, you see lots of interconnections. And this displays how complex partially it will be to be able to calculate the impact from an end-to-end perspective or a holistic perspective on sustainability in a 6G ecosystem. Key point on the left and right-hand side, this is the mentioned processes and methodologies to define and assess methodology, sustainability. So this will be running through almost a complete project runtime. And something I would like to mention here in particular is that we were also explicitly obliged to look into the results of the still running or about to start SNS projects and build kind of a platform with respect to sustainability across all projects where results or research work on sustainability will be interconnected. Finally, quick step into the work packages. So the sustainability needs, use cases, the definition assessment methodologies, together with the evaluation and strategic roadmap. This is the framework around the technical work, and on the sustainable 6G technology and 64 sustainable solutions. And to be mentioned here is we are not only doing paperwork, but parts of the work will really be to deeper dive into proof of concept and end-to-end integration testing. And we have already started with collaborating with corresponding trial projects as well. Finally, particularly with respect to that, I have a request to all running or starting SNS projects with respect to the proof of concept implementation. So as you have seen, this will be a core part of SUSTAIN-6G, and developing such synergies towards best practice recommendations towards the end of the project, it will really be necessary to be able to prove the end-to-end impact of technologies on sustainability. So we will be reaching out to other projects, or we have already done this partially, asking for baseline information, particularly in proof of concept, reference to documentation, or also establishing contacts. And we will be asking also for follow-up actions together with these projects, for example, in terms of a detailed questionnaire or dedicated workshops. So such requests will be coming in the next weeks to you, to the running projects, by our technical manager and the POC lead. And I would like to ask you kindly to take these requests into consideration. They are essential for sustainability across all projects. That's my part. Thank you very much.